What questions have you recently asked or will ask during an earnings call? Yeah, the questions that sell-side analysts usually ask, and the way it works is this. So companies report earnings every 3 months. And what they do is they issue a press release, usually after the market closes, usually. And in that press release, they basically have a couple of paragraphs talking about the quarter. And then what they do is they have financial statements below it, 2 sets of financial statements, one for accountants and one for finance people, meaning GAAP and non-GAAP. I like using the finance versions because it doesn't include non-cash stuff, and it helps me create financial models, which I teach you in my MBA program. Then what happens is the company, the same day, about a half hour after the press release hits, what they do is they have an earnings call, okay? And for the first half hour of the call, they pound their chest and say how great business was, even if it wasn't that great. It's true, they're great salespeople. Then what they do is they ask Wall Street and investors globally, do you have questions for us? And those questions are usually questions based on what the company didn't say, right? So if they didn't provide guidance for the next quarter or next year, people will ask about what the future outlook looks like, right? Or guidance. And they won't ask directly. And these Wall Street analysts are trained, kind of like lawyers are in a court of law, to ask questions that are not leading questions. So instead of me saying, tell me how amazing the future looks for your company, they'll say something like this. How should we think about the outlook over the next 3 to 6 months in your industry? And then what you do is you analyze every word that the management team says. And if they tell you that certain line items on the income statement are going to go up or down as a percent of revenue, then you update your model with that as well. And I show you how to do that in my MBA degree program. And a lot of questions center around long-term earnings growth, as well as operating margins and levers in the model. They also center on, a lot of the questions can be qualitative-based as well. For example, if management didn't talk about the impact of COVID on their business back in the March quarter of 2020, then analysts might ask about that as well. Okay. And if you have additional questions, please let me know. But I provide you with a list of about 30 questions that most analysts ask on these calls in my MBA degree program in the finance and accounting lessons in the 2nd semester. And there's 4 semesters.